Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve, and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last episode, making an EVA foam stink grenade part 1, we assembled the two major pieces of our stink grenade, the whole bottom section and the top section, and we cut the plexi that we're going to use for the glass container. But we didn't attach it. And the reason is because in this episode, making an EVA foam stink grenade part 2, we're going to seal both sections, the top and the bottom, and we're going to totally paint the thing up. Then we're going to attach it, trapping the plexiglass glass in place. And the reason we're doing that is obvious. We have to paint the inside that looks like the gas before we can attach it in there. So this is the first prop. We have had to paint it before we assemble it at the very end, but should be cool. It's gonna be a piece of cake. So if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, now we're gonna begin to seal and paint our grenade. So what we have to do is we had to take some painter's tape and we're gonna cover these parts of our prop. So when we seal it with Plastidip, we keep some raw foam underneath these pieces of tape. So when we're done sealing it, we can peel these off, and when it comes time for the contact cement to stick these two together, we'll have raw foam to do it with. All right, we're out back at the spray stand. We're gonna get ready to coat the two pieces of our stink grenade. Now, you know we always say this, even when you're outside and you're well ventilated, do not spray without your respirator. All right, we've got several coats of Plastidip on our piece. We're going to take our tape off. There we go, that's raw foam now on both pieces, here and here. All right, we got raw foam and raw foam. Perfect. All right, these will stick together nicely when the time comes. Look at that, coated in Plastidip. Ready to paint. Sweet. All right, it's time to start masking off what we don't want to be painted gray. We're gonna mask off certain areas and we're gonna spray the gray part with our All right, there we go, nice and simple, masked off. Use a tool that you like to use to get your tape in all the cracks. All right, there we go. And we're just going to keep going. I've got a little piece on this side to do. We've got all four of our pieces masked off. We're ready to paint. All right, we're out at the spray stand. We're going to start doing our pieces for our stink grenade. And as we always talk about, wear your respirator even if you're outside in a well-ventilated area. See that? Even though we have a spray stand, wind still catches your spray and carries it around. All right, that's it. We just took our time, hit it from a bunch of different angles, and we've got the whole thing covered. Now comes the satisfying part. Unmasking ooh, there we go. Look at that. Nice. Very nice. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. That is masked off nicely. Not bad. Looking pretty good. All right, there's some orange. Now we're going to come in with a little bit of brown. We took orange, we added some brown in. Oh, that's perfect. All right, there's one layer down. We're gonna let it dry. Then after it dries, we're gonna go over it with a second layer to get it smoothed out, completely flat color. Nice. All right, now we're gonna bring some of our black in. There we go. While that knob is drying right there, we are going to come in with our black. There's our handle, done in black. It's time to put the second coat on our knob here at the front. All right, that's a little tiny bit lighter. We're gonna come in and, oh yeah, that's lighter, all right. That's what we wanted right there. Perfect. We're gonna let that dry. We're gonna probably go over it with one more coat just to get it even one step smoother, because we can still see some brush strokes in there. Nice. Go in for our third and final coat. All right, there we go. We've got our gray done, and we've got all of the edges worn off. Not bad. All right, now we're going to be spray painting this with a medium tone of yellow ochre-ish. We're gonna put that down around this whole piece, and then we're gonna add bright yellows and browns to make it sort of feel like a gassy looking substance. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to tape off around this gray part of all right, see what we need to do there? We have to just keep putting piece by piece around until we cover all the way around. All right, there we go. Piece by piece, we slowly put it on, covered it. Now this will be the easy part. We'll wrap this with the bigger painter's tape. All right, we just bend this down. And we're going to... All right, there we go. Look at that, nice and taped off. Now we're gonna hit this with our medium yellow ochre-ish color for our base coat. All right, we're out at the spray stand. We're gonna spray our piece. Don't forget. See why you need a respirator? Even though we have a stand, there's still mist everywhere. All right, now if you noticed, when we spray the Plastidip out here, we don't get anywhere near that kind of mist. But when we're using spray paint, we get a ton of mist, even with our spray stand. It keeps it from directly hitting things around your spray stand, but the mist still floats all over the place. And do not spray without your respirator. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna be careful not to touch that. We're gonna begin taking all of our tape off. Sometimes if you leave the tape on until the paint completely dries, the edges of the tape will stick, which we do not want. All the way around, just like that. Sure as heck comes off a lot easier than it went on, huh? All right, there we go. Now we've got the main base color for our gas. It's supposed to look like there's gas in there. So what we're gonna be, all right, it's gonna be tricky, but we can do it. All right, here we go. We're gonna try to make this look like gas. How the heck are we gonna do that? I don't know, but we're gonna come in with our yellow ochre. We're gonna all right, I think we're gonna be able to pull this off. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a pattern, all right? We're gonna make a pattern with our ochre, and we're leaving the lightest area in those spots, all right? We're just gonna keep going over the pattern we started, just to get it a little bit darker. See how we're doing that? Great, we did some little patches with the ochre. All right, let's let this dry for a little bit, then we'll come back in and we'll start darkening into the middles. Cool. All right, now we're gonna come in with our brown. Brown all over the whole brush. Okay, then we're gonna dry it off if we can. We're gonna start hitting in the center of our ochre area. All right, we're gonna go right up the middle of this patch of ochre, just like that. Then we're gonna come in, we're gonna try to blend it just a little bit like that. All right, there we go. Starting to look like there's gas in there. All right, now we're gonna come in with our bright yellow. Okay, we're gonna hit in some of the gaps right there. Ooh, just like that. See, here's another gap right here. We're gonna hit in there. And then we're gonna dab it to try to smooth it out. Oh, that is cool. All right, here's another little gap right in here. Every place we've got a gap, we come in with some bright yellow. And we'll dab some of this right in the middle of the brown just to break it up a little bit. All right, look at that. That looks like some nasty, toxic something. Wow. So we coated it with a medium ochre color. Then we came in with some slightly darker ochre, and we kind of drew in very organically where we wanted our pattern to be. And then we came in with our dark brown, and we kind of retraced our pattern, but just in the center of it. So now we've got a little bit of a transition in here from the medium to the dark. And then when the open gaps were left, we came in with the bright yellow and dabbed it in there, and look at that. That looks like some stink grenade stuff if I've ever seen it. Look at that. Nasty stink gas floating in there in a glass tube. Ooh. All right, we're going to come in with our 80 grit sanding stick, and we're going to now, when we put it on there, it's going to be all scratched up, which it should be. Nice. All right. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. We're going to okay, now if you notice, this plexiglass sticks up further than this piece of foam. The piece of foam is recessed inside. And the reason we're doing that is when we bring this in and this plexiglass goes up into this crevice we made, it'll push in and then these two pieces of foam will touch. So we're gonna contact cement here and here, and we're gonna slide this in, and at the same time we slide it in, we're gonna have to hope we can have this line up perfectly so that there's even space on both sides. So here we go. This is it. No turning back. Here we go, give it a few minutes. All right, here we go. Now notice we have an even amount of space around the tube. Now when these two pieces stick together, there's no turning back. We're going to line that up inside the crease just like that. Now, we got it in. We made contact. We did it. Now, that plastic is trapped inside the two pieces and it's never coming out because it goes up inside that crease and inside that crease, and these two pieces and that foam in the middle are stuck together. That means scratched up glass, sealing the nasty stink gas on the inside. Wow. Gee whiz, can it get any funner than this? The Fortnite stink grenade. All right, there it was. Piece of cake. We assembled both sections, we sealed them and painted them first, then we attached them together, trapping the plexiglass tube in place. So it looks like it's gas sealed inside a glass tube. Turned out great. We distressed the metal part. We painted our gas up in there. We scratched up our plexiglass, let the glass looks all scratched up so it matches the weathered feel. Turned out great, and none of it was hard. You can totally do this. So that concludes making an EVA foam stink grenade part 2. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.